Hey there, it's Troy. So, welcome to the video. Somebody messaged me recently and we were having a conversation, and he was telling me about a situation that he's got in his romantic life where he goes regularly to a coffee shop near to him where he lives, and there is a girl there that he likes. Okay? Pretty straightforward, right? But he's been going into this coffee shop for about a year now, and he's been seeing this girl working there. Not seeing her, he's just seen her as she's been working there for about a year, but he hasn't really spoken to her or made much attempt to socialize with her or anything like that. Okay, and he's got some connection with this coffee place because he knows the owners and he goes there obviously regularly, etc., etc., etc. Now he's only just started to work on his dating dynamic skills. Okay, he's only just started to learn about this stuff, so he's quite new to this field of endeavor, if you like, right? And his question is, okay, so I like this girl. What do I do? It's not ideal, is it? Because you see, the problem is, imagine from her point of view, right? If she considers this guy at all, if she thinks about this guy at all, what's she going to think? The likelihood is she's just going to think, well, he's a customer. He's just some guy who comes in every couple of days and buys a coffee and a croissant and then says hello to the manager and then goes again, right? There is nothing else to their dynamic, to their relationship than that, because he hasn't made any effort to create anything. And if you've been coming into a place for a year and you haven't done anything, and then you turn around and say to somebody, oh, actually, I really like you, or at least, let's go for drinks or whatever he's going to say, that is going to come across as potentially a little bit weird. And at worst, she could say, "Well, that was creepy." Although, I mean, it wouldn't really be creepy, but you know what I mean. Like it would. You'd be open to that sort of suggestion because she's just going to think, "Well, why didn't he say something before then?" Now, having said that, all is not lost because, as I said to him, listen, the truth of the matter is, you could have been in a relationship for all this time, so it's not as if there are no extenuating circumstances for this. But here's my thinking, right? Really what you want to do as a guy is you want to get into the habit of being able to approach people very quickly and say what you want, right? So you see a girl who's attractive in whatever sphere of life or activity it might be. So it could be in the coffee shop, it could be maybe at the gym, it could be at the nightclub or whatever. And you go over and you say, hey, my name is X. I just saw you. You look really nice. I had to come over and chat, I want to get to know you. So in doing that, and then you go into the rest of the process whereby you will start to be a little, add some teasing in there, add a bit of flirtation, etc., and then get her contact details, right? In doing that, you accomplish a number of things. But most importantly, you put it right out there. There's no prevarication, there's no pretense. You are walking up to her and being very honest. You're saying, listen, I like you, right? I'm attracted to you, okay? Now, she might shoot you down. She might say, well, thank you, but I'm not interested, or thank you, but I have a boyfriend, or thank you, but I'm moving to Paraguay tonight, so I can't possibly ever date you, or, she might come up with some excuse or whatever, right? That doesn't really matter. Right? You can put your big boy trousers on. You can handle an excuse. That's fine. Okay? You can handle rejection, or you should be. You need to get yourself to the position where you can handle rejection. What is worse is keeping a situation sort of going whereby you like somebody but you don't take action and it just goes on for a really long time. That does no good to anybody. Okay? That is how guys get into this so-called friend zone, right? Because they will. Perhaps it's in their social group, they'll see a girl that they like. They won't take that immediate action or that action pretty soon after they've met. And then the thing will just build and build in their minds. Like, oh my God, she's so amazing. When I ask her for a date, I've got to make sure it's perfect because otherwise what if she rejects me? And the longer it goes on, the harder it's going to be for you to make that break in the social protocol that's been established between the two of you. Because once you're kind of friends, or once you're customer to client, or once you are, coffee drinker to barista, that is your established relationship, then to suddenly change lanes is quite tricky. And as I say, it leaves you open to accusations of, at the very least, well, why didn't you say before? And at the worst, that's a bit creepy, you know. So you've been coming in here all this time. Was it just to look at me, you know, kind of thing? And you want to avoid that. And you want to avoid it largely because it's just not effective, right? It's much more effective to just go up to somebody that you haven't met before and just be very honest. Just be very, very open. I mean, you don't always have to go direct. Sometimes you can go in. You can start a conversation in an indirect manner, but you make it plain by your just the way, you know, your eye contact, the way that you present yourself, that you are interested, and at some point you will verbalize that, and you will ask for a date, or you'll say, listen, I think we should meet up because I think you're cool. I want to get to know you more, etc. You put it on the line, and then she has her response to that, and her response could either be, that sounds great, here's my number, let's meet up next Tuesday, or it might be, no, sorry. And either way, it's fine, because if she says yes, let's meet up, then great, you go and meet her. If she says no, sorry, then you know you've made the effort. She's not interested. That's fine. You cross her off the list and you move on. Right? Very, very simple. Very clean. There's no messing around. Right? There's no thinking about it for months and talking to your friends about it and going on online forums and saying, what should I do about this amazing girl? You don't want to be getting into that, right? You want to be quick and you want to be straightforward. And the other thing is, really, you want to be avoiding people in your social circle, people in places where you go regularly, work situations, all that kind of thing. You know, it's much better if you can develop the skill of being able to meet new people that you don't have any connection with, because then you miss out all of those like political and social sort of difficulties that you get when you're trying to date. I mean, you know, you're trying to date people within your sphere already, right? It's much better to be able to meet somebody that you have no connection with, maybe in the coffee shop, maybe in the bar, maybe in the lounge, the nightclub, the park, you know, wherever it is. Have a conversation with them and spark something from that, right? It's just much better, okay? Obviously, you've got the dating apps as well. That's kind of a separate topic, but it's the same principle, right? When you're trying to, you know, I'm sure that the only reason this guy is interested in this girl who works as a barista at this coffee shop is because he just sees her all the time, and she's just sort of, you know, he hasn't made any effort to go outside his comfort zone in order to meet new people, to bring new people into his life. And what I teach on Khan Academy, and what, you know, the raison d'etre of my writing has been really is to increase your charisma quotient and your EQ, your intelligence, your emotional quotient, and your mindset skills, so that you feel confident and you're not afraid of rejection, right? To the point where, you know, you can just go up to people you don't know and form a new relationship with them, and it just gets all of these problems out of the way. You know, you avoid the friend zone, you avoid causing problems in your social circle, you avoid, you know, an embarrassing scene with somebody who works in your local coffee shop, and then you'd feel like you can't go in anymore because you've made things awkward. You avoid all of that, right? So, you know, you want to be working on your charisma, you want to be working on your conversation skills, your verbal dexterity, your presence, your fearlessness of rejection, you know, all of these different kinds of things. These skills are invaluable. And the good news is that they don't just help you in terms of dating, they also help you in terms of your general life as well. Because if you can work this stuff in your favor in your dating life, then you can also bring it into your business life, your work life, your social life, and everything else, right? These skills are fundamental. And, you know, I'm not saying that this guy has no chance with this particular girl and that it's not going to end happily. I mean, I mean, you know, I said to him, listen, just be direct. Go up to her and say, look, you know, I've been coming in here for ages. We've hardly even got to know each other. We should meet for coffee. What's your number? Put it in here. Hand the phone over, right? You know, you might as well give it a shot. But as I say, it's not the strategy that I would recommend. I think it would have been much better if he'd have done it a year ago. Or, you know, after the first couple of visits said, hey, I see you're working here. You look really cool. I'd like to get to know you more. You know, let's go out. Because you want to cut to the chase. You don't want grey areas and you don't want things to drag on for a long time, right? And you also don't want to get put in the wrong box by the girl in question who thinks, oh, he's just a customer, he's just a XYZ, he's just a friend, whatever, right? I hope that makes sense, but I do think that that is really, really important. And having the skill set to be able to talk to anybody you like, really, and form new bonds with those people, and you know, push things forward in a relationship is really, really valuable. And as I say, it'll help you in all those other life areas as well. So look, anyway, that's it from me for today. I hope you got something out of that video. My book collection, Renegade Dating Blueprint, is available on the link below, so get hold of that if you want to read more of my writing about this stuff. And also, please do subscribe to this channel, because it really helps me out in terms of growing the subscriber base, getting more people on board, enabling me to put out more world-class, free dating content of this kind. Have a great day. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.